Hi everyone, it's Tanya Hertz here, and I'm talking to you tonight about team interdependence. So let's go ahead and share our screen. And by team interdependence, we mean it's not independence, it's interdependence. So it means that the team members are dependent upon one another for specific task accomplishment, to achieve specific goals, and for outcomes. They share those outcomes, and how interdependent they are depends upon the composition of the team, the duration of the team, and other factors. So let's look at the kinds of task interdependence that we have first, and that task interdependence is how much they rely on each other for information, for materials, for resources, for success, right? Or are they really just working side by side independently, right? So we'll go through starting with the least amount of interdependence that we can have in an interdependent relationship, and that's called pooled interdependence. And that's when the group members, the team members, are completing their work independently, but just kind of they're just kind of working together in a group, but not really working together. So maybe that's not a good way to say it. It's so the outcomes are all kind of piled up at the end, right? You kind of add everything together at the end. So this might be something like a Girl Scout, right? Girl Scout cookies. So the Girl Scouts, when they're selling their cookies, they're not necessarily working together, although you do see them sometimes, working together, but very often they're working completely independently. And then at the end, they come together, they put all of their earnings together, and they see how much they have, right? That's pooled interdependence. Sequential interdependence is when the tasks are done in a specific, pre-described order, and there's specialization, right? There's specialization, and that particular team member is specialized in one particular task, and they're reliant upon the person before him or her, and then that person is reliant upon the person before him or her, and then it just goes along. This is like the assembly line sort of team interdependence. Slightly more dependence upon one another is reciprocal interdependence. So that's where there's specialization, but in the specialization, there's a lot more cross-training, and the team members won't just interact with the person just right before them in the line, but they'll interact with all of the team members, but not really outside of the team. So they're not the ones who are necessarily working with the client or working with the suppliers, but they are working with each other in that team. And the most interdependence is in a comprehensive interdependence situation. This would be like a scrum, like a scrum team. I don't know if I think we talk about scrums in a little bit, but that's when each of the different members of the team are reliant on each other. They have a lot of autonomy. They have a lot of discretion in terms of what they can do, whom they interact with. They have interaction with the clients. They have interaction with the providers, with the entire process, all working together comprehensively to provide an output. Okay. So each of the different types of interdependence they're all still interdependent upon one another in order to provide some sort of a good or service. And this line here shows the degree of coordination required. So we started with the least to the most. Okay, moving on. So the other type of interdependence that is important is goal interdependence. So teams are more likely to be successful and to have better outcomes, higher performance levels, and overall just better team performance when they have a shared goal. And that shared goal we call goal interdependence, and that's really it's really the result of the management creating creating that interdependence and saying, let's all make sure that we're working on the same project, right? So to create this and to make sure that it works well, you need to have very clear goals so that people understand what they should be doing. You need to define the goals, and you define the goals by actually creating a formalized mission statement. And um, a mission statement is so important when you're working in a big project, in a team. And essentially, this is just getting together and talking about what it is that we're doing. Right? What the heck are our goals? What should we be working on? You'd be surprised how many times in my life I've been working together, on a project with people, and I realize we don't have the same shared goals. I'm working on one thing and somebody else is working towards something totally different. And you can see how this could cause massive rifts, massive problems. And now we're starting the computer now. And so it's so important that you kind of create this, that you talk with one another, you brainstorm, you write down the potential goals, you create, you draft a mission statement. I always tell my employees, when you're creating a team mission statement, you don't want this to be busy work, right? And you don't want it to be something that that you spend months working on. This should be happening in the forming and storming phases of team development near the beginning. And really, I like to get it done, the first draft of a mission statement done on that first meeting within the first 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 hours. So the final type of interdependence that teams have is what we like to call outcome interdependence. And outcome interdependence exists when team members share in the rewards that the team earns. So this is that kind of we're all in this together sort of feeling. And I'm not going to play this because if I do, YouTube is going to take it off my page. But go ahead and listen to this when you get a chance. If any of you are in that age group that, I'm not going to tell you, go ahead and watch this. You probably recognize it if you are in that age group, but we want to create that feeling of we're all in this together.